In this video, I'm going to describe the contents of the Flex class library, also known as the Flex framework, and I'm going to use the Component Explorer application, an example application that's available on the Adobe website at the URL examples.adobe.com/flex3/component-explorer/explorer.html. The Component Explorer is a shell application that hosts many smaller applications. Each of the hosted applications has as its purpose the demonstration of the use of a single visual or non-visual component. I'll start with the Visual Components section at the top of the application. Within this section, there are sections for general controls, button, date, loader, menu, text containers, and repeater controls. And I'll specifically use the button controls section to talk about some of the tools that are available to you as you build your Flex application. The simple button control, for instance, can be displayed in a number of different formats depending on styles, icons, fonts, and so on that are selected. In this sample application, the code that's being executed is displayed at the bottom, and the finished application is displayed at the top. If you take a look at the code at the bottom, you'll see that there are 3 button declarations, each with a different set of icons, labels, and different styles. And the application at the top shows these buttons with each of the sets of styles implemented. The button with the icon, for instance, the button with styles, and the default button. Using this Component Explorer, you can see the basics of how to use each of the components in the Flex class library. Now let's take a look at date controls. The date controls include the date chooser and the date field. The date chooser component displays an inline calendar control that the user can interact with to select a date. So I can move forward through the calendar or back and select items as needed. The date field control, in contrast, displays a text input control with a calendar icon. When the user clicks into the control, they get a date chooser that's a part of the date field component. And once again, they have the opportunity to select a date. So the date controls are interactive controls that have an understanding of standard dates and their ranges. Now let's look at text controls. There are 5 different text controls in the Flex class library, listed here: the label, the rich text editor, the text, text area, and text input. Once again, each of the sample applications is designed to show you how to use the control. I can click this button to display HTML formatted text, and then the bottom button to display plain text. I won't go through all of the different controls. It would take quite a while to do so, because the Component Explorer has so many different code samples. But what's important to know is that the Flex class library contains all of these different components, controls, and containers that you can use to put together your Flex application. In later videos, I'll dig a little bit deeper into each of these categories, especially the containers and controls, and talk about how to learn how to use each of these controls by looking through the example code and through the API documentation.